Thank you so much for the nice introduction. I'm really thrilled to be part of the ELT Day for Puerto Rico, and also really grateful for being part of this community of practice with so many caring EFL professionals around the world. So I know this is going to be a great 24 hours. So let's get started here. So I love to talk about resilience with students because they often think that resilience is something that somebody else has, and they don't really know that if they have a setback, that they do have what's in themselves to get through it. So let's start with the definition of resilience. So it is recovering from setbacks or difficulties or any kind of adversity that we have in life. Another way of looking at resilience is bouncing back and moving forward. The great Maya Angelou referred to resilience as bouncing forward, and I really love that image. So this little graphic here, I think, represents that. So it's not just about getting up, it's getting up and moving forward. But resilience isn't a rare quality found in just a few people, as I earlier mentioned. Dr. Ann Maston has spent her entire career researching resilience. And so she's discovered that it's ordinary magic. So it's the ability for all of us through our normal everyday experiences to be able to bounce forward. So why is resilience important? Why should we talk to our students about being resilient and teaching them that they have the ability to bounce forward? So we know that life is filled with challenges and obstacles, adversity. Unfortunately, about 90% of people will face some adverse event in their life. So when we prepare ourselves for future adversity, it just means that we're ready or more ready for that event that we're going to face. And I think with students, things like failing an important exam, breaking up with a first love, losing a major sporting event, these are things that as young people can really leave a lasting impact on them. When we increase our resilience, it really is just helping us face adversity in the future. It really is key to our success and our happiness. So it's important to know what are some ways that we can build resilience and how can we help students develop this in themselves. So I think it was Seda was talking about community and the importance of community, and I would agree. So having a circle of support and surrounding ourselves with people who can support us, those people that are there no matter what, that can tell us, yes, you can do this. Even if it's one individual, it's so critical to have that person in our lives. So if it's not a family member, it could be a teacher, it could be a coach, it could be a best friend, but just having at least that one individual makes a huge difference. Also managing our emotions. So staying calm when we are going through these difficult times. And so this is something as a young person, I think is really key to learn is about how to control our emotions. It's good to express how we feel, and negative emotions shouldn't be avoided, but we just need to know how to express them in an appropriate way. And I think this connects well with mindfulness. So I've recently been studying mindfulness, and there's so many benefits to starting a mindfulness practice and helping them learn how to see things for what they are and deal well with emotions. The other thing we can do is just try to increase positive experiences. So if we're going through a difficult time, try to think of ways that we can bring some joy into our lives. And it seems a bit counterproductive. Um, One of the best ways that we can sort of get outside of our own problem or adversity is to help others. And so volunteering really just helps us feel good because we are helping other people. Connecting with friends, doing things like reading or listening to music. And I myself sometimes forget um, how much joy music brings to me, and I need to get in the habit of kind of building up my resilience and being in a good place mentally and doing all these things that I just talked about. I'm a huge self-care advocate, and I think things like eating well, moving, having some frequent exercise, and sleep is so critical to our mental health and well-being. And so if we're sleep deprived, if we're not well physically, it just impacts every other aspect of our life. So be proactive, eat well, exercise, and make sure you're getting enough sleep. One of the things I've started doing this semester is giving my students more time in class for writing. And they promise me they're going to actually get to bed earlier. So helping them develop their resilience. And then the other 2 points are reflection. So looking at how we have maybe got through other difficult times in our life. So maybe what are 2 things that we did in the last week that we did well, and just building up ourselves that way. And the final way I think is interesting because this could actually be a project for students in our class. So looking at where do we gain strength from other people and who are our role models. So in some cases, it could be our parents, it could be a grandparent. There are some people that come to mind when I think of resilience. And the first young person is Malala, who has an incredible story of resilience. And so looking at how she has overcome adversity in her life and how we gain strength from that. Nelson Mandela is one of my favorite people. And again, just looking at his story and the positive outcome, I think we have a lot to learn about resilience from Nelson Mandela. And I recently saw the Harriet Tubman movie, learned so much about her and her incredible story and gaining strength from how others have shown resilience in their lives. So some resources there if you're interested in teaching resilience. Lots of great educators. So shout out to many educators who have put free resources online. And I have an online course at the top and lots of books that help teach resilience. I think it's a great attribute to teach our students. And that's me from Canada. So don't forget to donate. If you're not able to, please share the link in your incredible community online. And thank you so much for the opportunity this morning.